What is going on, peeps? So, I said, hey, I'm going to put on some background music, kind of set the tone a little bit. And it's funny because there's like five different videos that I can select from to choose what kind of music I think would be nice. Out of all five of them, guess what? They literally all play the same song. I was like, wait, there's no variety. Okay, so let's get past this. Anyways, let's get out of all the usual nonsense out of the way first. A disclaimer: I'm not an attorney, a tax advisor, or a financial advisor. Please consult with real professionals. The following is my opinion, and my opinion only based on my own research. I will share the information I find with you and will encourage you to read and listen to the information so that you could form your own opinion. All right, you guys? Also, please like and share the video. This would help me grow. There's a lot of people asking me permission to share my videos. You guys don't need permission. Just share it. I don't mind it at all. Okay, you guys? Also, believe it or not, yeah, that's right. I'm finally down to 40%. 40% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribers. So please subscribe to the channel because it helps me out. All right. Also, some big news. Believe it or not, that's right. I've hit 9,000 subscribers. 9,000 subscribers to my channel. And again, as usual, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, I am very humbled. I do realize there's other options out there for you guys, but I am very grateful that you choose to take the time to come to my channel and listen to me just flap off at the mouth here. Okay, you guys? So 9,000 subscribers, it almost seems like every week I'm doing one of these. So I'm very, very grateful and I'm very humbled at this experience, okay? So let's get into what's going on in Vietnam. All right, but just a quick reminder, if you haven't already, we have Pimpy's Investment Chat. It is the same name as my YouTube channel. And I will leave a link in the description and encourage people to please come join us inside Pimpy's Investment Chat. In here, we have all kinds of free information, including the Vietnam Dong, the Iraqi dinar, as well as the Zim dollar, gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, you name it. We talk about it inside the group. So again, I encourage you guys to come join us. Feel free to post a question in here. There are a lot of knowledgeable people in here, and they'll be more than happy to answer your questions if I cannot get to it myself. Okay? All right, so before, and you guys heard me talk about this usually on Stock Watch, so now I'm just going to bring this up during the Vietnam. They're my Vietnamese, yeah, I said Vietnamese, Vietnam Dong news. Look, I have looked for different types of mutual funds because I absolutely positively feel, in my own opinion, I feel positive that Vietnam is the place that we want to invest in the future for the next 5, 10, 15 years. It's going to see a much bigger boom than it has over the last 15 years. There are a lot of companies moving into Vietnam. There's a lot of companies taking their businesses out of China and moving them into a lot of the countries that surround the South China Seas. Okay, and I'm going to bring up some other areas to think about. I know Dr. Ron, if you're watching this video, has sent me a lot of information on other mutual funds, and I will include them so that you guys have other options. But right now, if you're looking for mutual funds or ETFs right here, Van Eck Vectors is the only one that I could find so far that is a mutual fund for the development of Vietnam. And I encourage you guys to consider this. This is something that I'm actually personally going to invest some money into just because I absolutely feel positive about the direction that Vietnam's going into over the next 5 years, 10 years easily, and possibly 15 years. Okay, you guys? So let's get into what's going on in the news. Firms urged to respond to trade remedies. Okay, so what does that mean? So Vietnam's free trade agreement is expected to bring great opportunities for many economical sectors, including seafood, footwear, and textiles. However, Vietnam goods will face many anti-doping lawsuits and trade remedies imposed by importing countries. Okay, anti-dumping, my bad. For a second there, I was like, what are these people running in the Olympics? Good Lord, anti-doping. Boy, I read that way too quick. So look, that's fine. Here's the thing. I told you guys this before. Vietnam was looking to expand. expand internationally, and they're doing so at a very rapid rate. Okay, so what does this mean for Vietnam dong holders? Well, this just strengthens the currency, and the stronger their economy gets, the more valuable their currency gets. That means the more valuable your currency gets. Okay, so look, there's a lot of countries that are bringing their businesses, taking them away from Vietnam, and bringing them over here to Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, those other countries that I mentioned several times before. Okay, so look, right now it looks like, Vietnam is getting ready to really start expanding. They obviously are on a lot of people's radars. So much so that there's concern about anti-doping, anti-dumping lawsuits and trade remedies imposed by importing countries. How important are trade remedies for the economy, especially when the EVFTA, which was officially signed in June last year, is about to take effect? Okay, so trade remedies, including not anti-doping, but anti-dumping, anti-subsidies, and safeguards measures to allow by the FTA and the World Trade Organizations to prevent unfair competitions, such as dumping of subsidiaries. Well, let's also throw in here, and we know this, one of the things that they're going to be watching these people closely for is currency manipulations. That's right, the Vietnam dong, as we all know, is undervalued, and they have been on the U.S.'s hit list as far as a country listed as a currency manipulator. And believe it or not, I got some news on there that I want to show you guys, because a lot of people have been asking about that. Okay, so look, so the more they grow, the more they are on people's watch list, and so they're not going to be able to continue to manipulate their currency much longer. Eventually they're going to have to revalue the currency. This is a good thing, so let's keep an eye on it. As usual, I will leave the link to all of the things that I show you guys so that you can go there and read for yourself and form your own opinion, and then leave a comment and let me know what you guys think. Okay, also, what is going on? Enterprises face shortages of workers after easing social distancing measures. Well, of course, I think that's going to be a problem for a lot of places everywhere we go. As companies start to open back up and they start hiring workers here in the United States, as we know, 26 million people ended up unemployed and filed for unemployment. So once we start relaxing quarantine restrictions and opening up business, there's going to be a lot of companies needing employees. My thing is, why wouldn't you just hire the employees that you had back if possible? So enterprises in the South Province of Vietnam that have resumed operations after the end of social distancing period are facing a shortage of workers. So this is what we like to hear. We like to hear, look, I already told you guys in the first quarter of 2020 for Vietnam, their economy was booming. It was slammy because, and despite the virus. So now that they're restricting, they're lifting quarantine restrictions. What the hell does that mean for Vietnam's economy if they were already booming in the first quarter of 2020 and they lift quarantine restrictions? I'm anticipating huge growth, but not just for this year, for the next 5 to 10 years, you guys. Okay, so anyways, this is what we're talking about. They're talking about in here that now that the quarantine restrictions are being lifted, companies are going to be struggling to hire more people to meet demands. Okay, that's good. That's good news for us. That's what we want to hear. Okay, again, Vietnam urged to tap global supply chain for halal products. Okay, so a global supply chain for halal products been disrupted by the pandemic. Vietnamese companies have been urged to further tap the halal market, which has exported value of 34 billion. That's US dollars. B. Notice that they will tell you when they're VND versus USD. Okay, 34 billion a year, experts said in an online seminar on Tuesday. The deputy director of the HCM City Investment and Trade Promotion Center said that the disruption in the global supply chains with both a challenge and an opportunity for Vietnamese businesses to make inroads into the global supply hauler products. Look, they're going to grow. This isn't the only company. Japan, you guys, I've been reading a lot of articles about Japan making some huge moves out of China and into Vietnam. And I'm not talking about little trades. I'm talking about huge trades, to the point now where they're talking about redoing a new type of international trade agreement. This is good news for Vietnam. All right, so let's see here. What else is going on? Here we go. Now, many of you guys have been asking about this. Is Vietnam going to be on the manipulation watch list again by the United States? And here is your answer. Vietnam to remain safe from U.S. trade tariffs, but not for the reason you think. Check this out. So here's the key view on this commentation. At Fletch Solutions, we believe, that is say this for sure, we believe that Vietnam will not come under the U.S. punitive trades tariffs, especially over the near term. This is due to the ongoing coronavirus outbreak globally, which will likely see the United States turn its focus away from addressing trade imbalances. Moreover, Vietnam's proactive approach to try and narrow its trade deficit is what that said. Okay, so look, they're not saying that Vietnam did anything that would warrant them being removed. They're just saying because of the coronavirus, the Rona, they're just saying that those individuals that are being watched most likely are going to be overlooked for this next round of monitoring for currency manipulations. We know that this report comes out twice a year, once in May and then again in November. We also know that if you've been on it once, you're automatically on it a second time. Vietnam has been on it twice. What you don't want to be is on it a third time. And so by November of last year, the 3 criterias that kept them on the list, they were down to one of the criterias, but by the following month, they were already back to violating 2 of the 3 criterias, and they are still there today. The odds that Vietnam would have been on the currency manipulation report again is most likely a high probability, which means they would have suffered some trade punitive damages here, man. Not punitive, but tariffs as well as sanctions. Again, Vietnam doesn't want that. I'm sure that they've worked something out with Trump to make sure that this doesn't happen. Now, this report didn't say they were going to avoid it. They were saying most likely, or they believe, that Vietnam will not come under U.S. punitive trade tariffs. Okay, that doesn't mean they're totally off the hook. So what is one of the ways that we know that they can get off of the currency manipulation list? Easy. Increase your dang currency. You have devalued your currency so that you could be competitive against China. That's no longer necessary. No longer at all. You guys have had a booming economy and it continues to grow at a fast rate. Therefore, we shouldn't see that happen anymore. How much is it going to go up? We're not sure. There is a lot of speculation. As we all know, that coming up is May the 7th. Now, this isn't some divine intel that I got from God about that date. That's not the case, you guys. Look, this was told to me. It was unsolicited information that was shared with me. As far as its accuracy, I have no way to validate it. But let me just tell you a little bit about this, and I'm sure he watches videos, and I'm just saying there's a little cockiness to his confidence that this rate change is going to happen. This gentleman is making a move into a new house. And I was like, oh, so you're moving into a new house. That's right. I talked to him. And he said, yes, this is how confident he is. Now, people want to know, how secure is this guy? How do you know? The truth of the matter is, look, that's the same with anybody that gets any kind of so-called intel in this community. We've been hearing these types of things for a long time. Now, I have no reason to doubt what this man is saying to me at all. But I'm just saying we need to be careful. But I am a little excited about the fact that this gentleman is really looking to buy a new house based on this information. So I wish him luck, because if it does happen, and when it does happen, I will be hanging out with him at his house because of where he is relocating. All right, my man. So I look forward to it and having drinks and celebrating and laughing about all this crap putting it behind us briefly before I move on to my next venture. All right, you guys, I want to take this time to thank you for joining me. And once again, 9,000 subscribers, man, that's just crazy. I remember when I first was doing this and I got up to 100 subscribers and I thought, man, 100's a lot. And I come to think, when I flash back a little bit, it really is not compared to where I am now. Thank you. I'm very humbled by this experience, and I'm forever grateful for you guys taking the time to join my channel. All right, you guys, you have a good one, and thank you. Bye-bye.